and welcome. Thank you for joining. You're welcome. Today promised to be very interesting and engaging and informative. So you're welcome. Nuku, Mandu, Babatunde, Ezra, T Collection, Gabi, and Yahoo. You are all welcome. So we're just going to wait for exactly 1 minute for others to join. It's going to be very, very informative. So yes, you're all welcome. Kayla, you're welcome. Luxury Deal, welcome. Sharon, welcome. Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for always coming back to our Instagram live. We appreciate you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So today we have a very interesting topic for you guys. So and this concerns those that are interested in undergraduate courses, so programs, right? Be it in the UK, US, Canada, and France. So if you have a niece or a nephew in secondary school, they've graduated or they're graduating next year, please, you would like them to call, join this live, or inform your sister, siblings whose children are in secondary school now, because it's going to be highly informative. So thank you again for joining. All right, so without further ado, I think we can start now. We've given other people enough time to join us. So yes, welcome again to Nexi Live. My name is Damilola Odubita. And I am an expert international education recruitment officer here at Nexi. And we are going to be talking about, sorry, I'm going to be looking down at my paper because I have a lot of information on the paper. So if you see me looking down on my sheets, it's just to get you those information. So yes, so today we are talking about how to apply directly for your undergraduate programs abroad without a foundation. Right, we all know that a lot of schools abroad, especially in the UK, require you have at least a foundation, right, before you go into their degree programs. Yes, a lot of schools have it. It's a prerequisite for you to study an undergraduate program. But we have good news. Yes, we have some schools. Yes, quite a number of schools in the UK that allow. We are going to be starting with the UK. Okay, I'm going to mention in passing other countries because when it comes to foundation, UK carries, much. They carry it on their head, so you have to have a foundation. In the US, Canada, and France, not so much. But I'm going to explain better at the, later in this live. I'm going to be touching on those other countries, right? So we are going to start with the UK. So what is foundation? We all know that a foundation program is what you do after secondary school to get you to the level of before you can enter the undergraduate program. You need to study some courses, especially English. In secondary school here, all we do is 100% exam, mostly test and exam. But over there, we have you have projects, we have group work that are not even exam. You can go on for a whole course without writing one exam, just assignment. So they teach you on this stage. So, but now the news is that some people can skip. Okay, not everybody can skip, but there are things you can do to skip the foundation, and you can imagine the cost you're saving. You're not only saving yourself a year worth of education, and you're also saving yourself and your parents money. It costs a lot. Don't let anybody deceive you. It costs a lot to study abroad. So if you have the opportunity to skip a whole year, you can imagine the millions of naira you've saved, and also the time. A year is something, right? So yeah, that's what we are going to be talking about today. Again, welcome everyone. Those that I did not say hello to, Ebon, we welcome. Olajide. Thank you so much for joining. So let's start with who can study directly without a foundation. Who are those that can waive the foundation? Number one, people that have written WAEC and they have exceptional results. So it is important that you have a good grade in your WAEC or NECO results. There is no brainer. If you want to skip a year worth of education, then you should be able to prove to them that I really don't need this 1 year, I'm really good. So you have to prove that you're good. So your result, that's where your WAEC result comes in, right? So you have to prove that you can cope if you go directly without the foundation. And how do you do it? Is to have excellent results. We are talking A's and B's, right, in your WAEC. So that is number one. Then number two, age is also a factor, right? So if you want to study abroad, please, I want to know if you can hear me. Can everybody hear me? So I'm not just talking to myself. Please let me know. You can just type a comment that I can hear you go on. And if you want me to speak louder, let me know. If you can't hear me clearly or you can't see this, please just type in that yes, you can hear me. Okay, thank you, Rosa Buena. Thank you so much. So let's just continue. So again, number one is those that have exceptional results in their WAEC or NECO, very, very important. Then number two, I mentioned age. Yes, age is also a factor. Even though you have all A's and B's and you're 14, 15, you may still need to do foundation because you're underage, you're really too young. So we advise at application, you should be 16 upward. Yeah, so before you start your classes, you're almost 17 or you're 17. Okay, so if you want to skip foundation, you should be at least a bit matured, right? You should be minimum 16 plus to go for a direct entry in the UK. So that's just it. Good result, and your age is above the minimum, age. So that's it. You can. So during the course of this live, I'm going to be sharing with you the courses you can do for a direct entry and also the schools in the UK. Okay, schools in the UK that can accept your WAEC as for direct entry. Also, it is important that I drop it here that you have to come through us. Yes, we have partnership with these schools, and we've seen instances where people come, just get information and run to those school websites. You will be bounced, right? So we've seen situations whereby they go, oh, I thought you said I applied, they did not give me. You didn't go through us. If you go through us, yes, we can help you. We know what they want. We know what they expect to be on the, what's it called now, the SOP. We're going to still talk about those ones later on. So the letter, your intention letter, how to write it, what they need, we know it, so we put it there for you so that your offer can come and go. If you do it yourself, take out the information here and go and apply yourself, you may not get it, okay? All right, so again, if you have your ND also, you can go for direct entry. If you finish ND, that's Polytechnic here in Nigeria, or College of Education, you don't need foundation because you've already had the experience of tertiary institution, experience, so you don't need it. Also, if you're written A-levels, you can go directly. If you have done international year 1 or international foundation here in Nigeria, yes, you can also go directly. Okay, so these are the people that can go directly into their year 1 in the UK without foundation. Okay, so we are going to talk about courses you can study for direct entry. So it's not all the courses you can study for direct entry. Some, it is important you have to do foundation no matter how good your WAEC is. So I'm going to list some courses you can do without a foundation degree. Okay, so number 1 is computer related courses. Yes, you can do computer related courses for direct entries. That means you don't have to do foundation. So when we talk about computer related, we mean software development, software engineering, cyber security, computer science. Okay, yes. So all these courses you can go directly to year one without foundation. Then for business related, almost all the business related courses you can go, so far you have good result, you can go directly to their year one. So some of the courses, let me just mention some. Okay, so we have international business management, HR, human resource management, finance and accounting. All these courses you can do it you can go for direct entry. Then for art courses, law. Isn't that interesting that you can do law just for 3 years in the UK? I think it's fascinating because here in Nigeria it's 5 years, right? And in the UK, with good results, with good WAEC, you skip foundation and you just have 3 years to become a lawyer. Then you come back to Nigeria, do your, if you wish, right, to come back, if you want to practice in Nigeria, then you have to come back to the law school. So 3 years plus 1 year law school, voila, you're a lawyer, certified, right? So call to bar, right? So it's very, very interesting, and it's something I always advise. If you're going for law, just do well in your WAEC and you just have 3 years, right? And other courses, we have diplomacy, international relation. All these courses you can do it in the UK with direct entry. Okay, so for life sciences you have to do a foundation, unfortunately. So when I mean life sciences, I mean medicine, nursing, some biomedical sciences, pharmacy. All those courses you cannot go directly. You have to, unless you have ND or A-level or foundation already, yes. But if you don't, with WAEC, you still need to undergo what we call medical foundation here. So it's just 1 year, then you can go into your program. So for life sciences, you will need a foundation course, a program. Okay, so now I'm going to go into the list of schools in the UK you can apply for their BSc program directly. Again, you have to apply through us if you want to get an offer. All right, I'll start with Anglia Ruskin University. Yes, it's a very good school in the UK, and is located at East Anglia, close to Norwich. Okay, so the closest city is Norwich, and I'm going to mention the fees and other things you need to apply to that school. So the fee for Anglia Ruskin is 15,900. I repeat, please, if you have any questions at all, put it in the comments box, and I'm going to see it and respond shortly. Okay, so Anglia Ruskin University, and the fee is 15,900. I repeat, 15,900 pounds. Let me emphasize pounds, please. Okay, and there are some they have scholarships, which I believe this will be a good one for those that are looking for scholarships. So we have a total of 4 years. They have different scholarship. So there's one £4,000, which is spread for the 3 years. The first year is 2,000. You can imagine the fee is 15,900. If you take out 2,000 scholarship, we have 13,900, and you now have 1,000 the next year and the next year your graduation. So that is one. Then we have another scholarship which is higher. So this one is the low scholarship. Then the high scholarship, all they want to see in your WAEC is all A's. If you can show them all A's, maybe 1 or 2 B's, you can still push that. Then you can get as high as £7,000 scholarship. I mean, that is like £9,000, £8,000, £9,000 for education in the UK. That is cheap, way cheap. So if you can get all A's 1 or 2 Bs in your WAEC, then you can get up to 7,000. You're going to get 4,000 off your first year, so you have 11,009. Then you now have the others to your second and your final year. Please keep your questions coming. I'll attend to them shortly. Then for the other years, of course, you cannot carry forward any credits. What that means is that you cannot have carryover. Okay, so for you to retain the yearly scholarship after the first year. So the first year, the 2,000 or the 4,000, you don't have to do anything, just your WAEC results with good grade, you can get them. But for you to retain or to get the other scholarship, that is your year 2 and year 3 scholarship, you cannot have carry forward any credit. That means you cannot have any carryover, right? Okay, so deposit. Now the deposit for Anglia Ruskin is 4,000. Is 4,000 pounds. Then the rest can be spread. Okay. And one thing for applying directly, when you want to apply directly, you can apply to the school, or we can apply through what we call UCAS. So UCAS is like a centralized application portal for the UK for undergraduate programs, right? So it comes with a fee of between 20 to 29 pounds. So if you're going for one school, oh, this is the school I want and I'm okay with it, it's 20 pounds. But if you want 5 schools, you can pay 29 pounds. That is 29 pounds, which I mean is way better than just picking one school, right? So with 29 pounds, you can apply to as much as 5 schools using the UCAS quota system, right? So you can pick all this. So I'm going to be talking about 5 schools, so you can just put all the schools in one application and voila, can spread your wings, right? So that is all about UCAS. And also, as I mentioned, you can apply, we can apply directly also for you, okay? All right, so we are going to move to the second university. As I mentioned, I'm talking about 5 universities you can apply directly with your WAEC certificate, right? So the second one here, I'm going to be talking about, sorry, I'm looking at my paper, University of Hertfordshire, right? So it is located in Hatfield, north of England, and it's just 40 minutes train to central London, right? So if you're looking for a place close to London and not in London, people work in London and live in Hatfield or live in Hertfordshire, right? So it's possible, if you want to avoid the cost of living of London, you can move to, you can go to a school like Hatfield. The cost of living is lower than London, but the proximity is, just 40 minutes. People work in London and live in Hatfield, so it's close. And also what that means is job opportunities for you. So if you are to study in the University of Hertfordshire, because of the close proximity, you will be able to get jobs. So if that is one of the reasons why, okay, you want to go to the UK, have some jobs, at least you're entitled to 20 hours, right? So you can work. So the proximity will help because it's close to London, you can get a job easily. Okay, so what is their tuition? Their tuition is from 15,500 pounds. 15,500 pounds, not dollars. 15,000 or naira. Yes, some people can be very funny. 15,500, right? So so let's just say 15,000. 80% of their courses, all their courses are 15,500. So but life sciences and engineering can be 16,000 or 16,500 if you want pure life science courses, or technical engineering courses is slightly higher, but 15,500 you're good to go. Okay, so they are not so keen on scholarship, especially not so keen on scholarship, but you can get 1,000 pounds if you pay your full tuition. If you can pay full tuition, you can get 1,000 pounds. So that is that with University of Hertfordshire. So any question yet? I've not seen any questions, so we just proceed. And their deposit is £5,000, pounds. Deposit is £5,000. So then we go to the third university, University of Wolverhampton. University of Wolverhampton. So Wolverhampton is located in Wolverhampton, right? So yes, and it's just 48 minutes train ride to the vibrant city of Birmingham, right? So it's close to Birmingham by train. In 45 minutes, 48 minutes, you're in Birmingham city center. So which is the second largest city in the UK. So their tuition is 15,450. Thank you, everyone. 15,450, and the deposit is 5,000. Deposit is 5,000. Okay. No scholarship here because honestly, 15,000 is quite on the, when you come to undergraduate, it's quite at the, the average range. So then again, deposit is 5,000. University of East London. University of East London. So this is the fourth university I'm going to mention today, and the tuition is 14,500. Of course, it's in London, as the name implies. So, and they have a scholarship. Yes, they do have scholarship of £2,000. So their tuition is cheap, and they are still giving scholarship. So I think this is the real deal. Yes. So Timmy Baby Steps. Thank you for your question. What about postgraduate? Today we are talking about undergraduate, but I can still answer your question. So what about postgraduate? Although today is not for postgraduate, it's for undergraduate, but if you have a question for postgraduate, you can drop it and I can answer. If not, I'll refer you to one of our counselors that will answer that for you. Is that okay? All right. So for East London, we have tuition of 14,550, as I mentioned, and the scholarship is 2,000. So what you are paying is 12,550, which is still okay. And they have deposit structure. So for precast or precast checklist, what that means is that you have a credibility test. You have to pay £1,005. Okay, that's the first deposit. For University of East London, you have to pay £1,005 deposit for you to be able to do your credibility test. So after your test and you've passed, you are going to pay additional £3,765 for you to get CAS. So the total deposit is £5,265. Okay, £5,265. I repeat again. Yes, so Rachel, your story, you asked that the schools listed accept WAEC for direct entry. Yes, you are skipping foundation. That's why we are here today. Yes, so they all accept WAEC as direct entry. So if you have WAEC result, please just send us a DM as fast as you can. January is just around the corner. We only have December, and most schools are going on vacation mid-December. They do not play with Christmas holidays. So anything that we need to do, we need to even get CAS before they go on break. So whatever we are doing now, we need to do it as fast as we can. So send in your document, and we are going to start the process as soon as possible so that we can get CAS before they go on break. Okay, so yes, that is that for University of East London. Now it brings me to my final school, which is I have bonus school, like bonus, but the main ones, the fifth one, which is the last one, is University of South Wales. Yes, South Wales is in the UK, but it's not in England. It's in Wales. As you all know, UK has 4 countries in it. So South Wales is in Wales, which is one of the countries in England, and it is University of South Wales is in Cardiff, which is the capital city of Wales. Okay. Okay, Rachel, I believe you didn't join at the beginning. So yes, we have hundreds of courses, But the courses you cannot do with direct entry is medicine, nursing, psychology, pharmacy. All those courses you cannot go directly. You have to do on a foundation program. But if you are interested in computer-related courses, business-related courses, law, international diplomacy, you know, business like finance, accounting, international business, business management, HRM, all these courses, you can go directly. Okay, so it's not selected few, it's a lot. It's only life sciences. You cannot go without a foundation. I hope I've been able to answer your question, Rachel. Okay? All right. Oh, thank you so much, man like Dara. Thank you so much for this beautiful review. It says, love Nexi always. Love Nexi, always recommend Nexi. They helped me move to the UK in 2021. We are very, very grateful for your review. We hope you're doing very well in the UK. Thank you. Also, so let's continue. University of South Wales, as I mentioned, is in the capital city of Cardiff in Wales, and their own entry requirement is that you must have 5 or more B3 in WAEC. So they are very specific. Some schools, they also have good grades, A's and B's, but these ones are very, very specific. This one, they are specific. They said have 5 or more B3. So B3 and above, minimum 5, right? To be considered for direct entry, you need to have 5 B3s. Okay, so their tuition fee is £15,850. £15,850, and there's a scholarship of 2,800. It's automatic. You don't have to apply. There's no separate application for the scholarship, so you just have to apply. Sorry, excuse me. So 2,800 scholarship. Okay, so now it brings me back to my bonus schools. So my bonus schools, University of Dundee and Coventry University. Why I put them as bonus is that they are really high. They want all A's and maybe a few B's, maybe 1 or 2 B's is fine, but they want A's. So University of Dundee, to skip the foundation year, you need A's. 80% A's, right? So that's why it's a bonus. But for others, if you can give me 5 B's, we are good to go. If you can give me 5 B's, we are good to go for direct entry. And if you don't have up to 5 B's, but you have good, strong C4, you can still send us a DM. We can still apply for you. Even if your result is not too strong, but is average, we can still see what we will see what we can do for you. We can still try. Okay, so there's no harm in trying, right? So we can try. And so the bonus school again, I repeat, University of Dundee, A's and B's, only A's and B's, then Coventry, A's and B's too, for you to skip the foundation year and go directly to year 1, okay? Now, so that is all about the UK. So let me just mention the requirement before we go across the ocean to the US and Canada. I hope we still have a bit of time. Yes, we do. Okay, so what are the requirements? What are the requirements for studying in the UK? So, Coventry. Rachel, I mentioned Coventry, A's and B's. Coventry. Okay, so if I can mention the 5 and all the 5 schools I mentioned before, the bonus schools. I mentioned University, Glasgow University, University of Hertfordshire, University of East London, University of Wolverhampton, and University of South Wales. So those are the schools I mentioned, okay? Again, go through us. All right, so what are the requirements? You need your international passport. It's very, very important, of course. You cannot travel anywhere without your international passport. So if you've not gotten one now, please do that as fast as you can. They now have, as I've heard, they have services of 24 hours passport now. So yes, you can apply and still meet up with January intake. Okay, so then you need your CV. If you're out of school for more than 3 months, you need a CV. So you cannot say I'm jobless, I don't have anything doing. They don't like hearing that. They don't like anything called study gap. There's what we call study gap. So you don't want the gap to be too long. You have to be engaged. So even though it's volunteer, even if it's your father's business that you're doing, it's a job. A job is a job. It can be anything. So just feel what you've been doing. If you're less than 3 months, you have to explain what you've been doing. So, but if you're a fresh graduate, for those that are graduating this year, we can apply without a CV, but it's still very important that you have your CV, because it's going to explain what you have been doing, then your education, also your primary school, your secondary school, then your career goals. So it's very, very important you have your CV. So you can send us a DM and we can show you how to write a CV, a proper CV, and how they want it. Okay, so you can send us a DM. All right, so SOP, which is statement of purpose. We have done a lot of lives on how to write SOP, so you can just scroll down on our page and get all this information. So we're not going to go into that. It's just a personal statement on why, what you have, a little bit of your background, what you studied in your secondary school, like what is it, are you an art student, commercial student, science student, then why do you want to study in the UK, why do you want to study computer science, and what is the future process, what do you want to, what's the future goal, what do you want to do after studying. So this is what you put in your statement of purpose. So we also guide you at Nexi. We also guide on how to write your statement of purpose. So just reach out to us, send us a DM, and a counselor will be assigned to you. So I need to say all our counselors are British Council certified. So any of our counselor you're talking to is an expert in the field. So get that certification is not moi, it's not being. So yes, they are all certified. So you'll be rest assured that you are in safe hands. Okay. So recommendation letter, yes, is not compulsory for all schools, but we recommend it because you know, if you have anyone that wants to give you a recommendation letter, it can be your high school teacher, or if you're working, someone can recommend you. So yes, if you have one, it's a plus. Okay, it's not unnecessary for all schools, but some will request it and some don't, but it's a plus if you have one. Okay, and yeah, so I think that is all for UK. You don't really need transcript. In the US or Canada, you need secondary school transcript. But in the case of UK, you don't need transcripts. So your international passport, your WAEC results, your CV, your recommendation letter, it's all. Recommendation letter and reference letter is the same thing. So that is what is needed, right? And if you're going for US or Canada, you need your transcripts. Okay, so if you want more information about the document, how to arrange it, please just reach out to us. We will help you. So I have something on the side here I want to mention, because when it comes to undergraduate and visa application, there's something we call the IHS. Okay, so is your insurance, health insurance fee as a student in the UK. So for undergraduate, please note that you're paying for all the years you're going to be spending in the UK. So it is ×3. So for masters, just 1 year. Okay, but for those that are going for undergraduate, I want to mention this, that please note that you are going to be paying IHS for 3 years. Okay, so this information is very vital, because you don't want to pay deposit and at the visa you're like, oh, I don't have money for IHS, I didn't know we have to pay all this for IHS. So please put it at the back of your mind that you are going to be paying IHS for 3 years. So the IHS fee for those going for undergraduates and they are like 18 or less, younger than 18 years old, you are going to be paying £776. okay? It's 776 times 3. But if you are above 18, you're going to be paying the same thing as graduate students, which is 1,035 pounds. 1,035 pounds. Okay, again, is 776 for students below 18. Okay, and 1,035 for students above 18 years, and you have to multiply this by 3. All right. Okay, I believe we all understood that. If you have any question, please drop it in the comment section and I will answer and attend to it. All right, I think we are done with the UK, right? So let's move across to the US. So there is nothing much to say about the US and Canada because the foundation, you can go directly. It's a 4-year program. Remember, in the UK it's 3 years, but in Canada and the US, the program is 4 years. They share similar, the education system is similar. So it's 4 years. They don't really do foundation. Yes, there are foundation courses. So if your result is extremely poor, like you're just having CC, C5, D7, E8, F9, then you have to do foundation in these countries. Okay, so we have Manitoba International College, that's University of Manitoba. They have colleges. So if you have your WAEC is okay to go for a direct entry international year 1, but if your WAEC is really poor, then you have to do a foundation in the UK, in the US and Canada. Other than that, if you have average or C, even if it's all C's, you can still go directly to year 1. So even in France also, so you don't need foundation program in these countries, okay? But if you don't have good results, as I mentioned, you may need to do the foundation program. Okay, so I think I have covered that. Then also I would like to mention that those that are going to be writing, if your child is writing WAEC, we can apply if they're writing WAEC next year. We all know how our system is that August we are still waiting for WAEC result is not out, and you want to go for September intake. So what we do, because of our partnership with these institutions, our relationship with this institution, they can give you what we call conditional offer with your mock results. So if your daughter's school or your children's school, they do write mock, yes, we can use it to, reserve a seat for you, pending when the results of the WAEC result will come out. So when it's coming out in August, we don't need to start running up and down. Okay, what school is still open? Which course is still available? No, we can, with the mock results in March and April, I believe all schools have written their mock between March and April. So we can use that result, that mock result, to apply. So the condition of the application will be to submit a WAEC results with so A's and B's. So it will be in the condition. So what that does is that it reserves a seat for you. You have an offer already. So immediately the WAEC is out, we just send it to the school and they send you your letter if you need to make deposit before CAS. So it actually saves us a lot of time. So with your mock results, you can apply. We have selected schools, not all schools, but we have selected schools that can give you conditional offer with your mock result, pending when the WAEC result will be released. Okay, so I think I've covered everything here that I wanted to mention. So we are going to do a recap and then we go straight to questions. Okay, so again, today we talked about, we are still talking anyway, about how to apply directly for undergraduate studies without a foundation program abroad, right? So who can do this foundation program? Someone with a fantastic and exceptional result. You need good results, A's and B's, and if you have C's, no worries, you can talk to us. We can recommend 1 or 2 schools for those that want to go for direct entry with just credits. Yes, we can suggest some schools, but you really need to have A's and B's to be able to get direct entry. Okay, so for someone who is 16 and older, at least you must be 16 at application. You must be, so if you're younger than 16, 14, 15, you will do foundation because you're still regarded as a minor, right? So, but 16 and above, yes, you can apply for direct entry. So if you have your ND, fantastic, you can apply. If you've done A levels or international foundation here in Nigeria, you can also apply for a direct entry. So the courses I mentioned, computer science, computer related courses, which can be computer science, cyber security, software engineering, all those kind of courses, you can do it directly. You can go for direct entry. Then business related courses, that is information, even information management, yes, you can go for it. International business, HRM, accounting, finance, all those courses you can go for direct entry. And the art courses, law, which is very fantastic, just 3 years, you're a lawyer in the UK, and international regulation, diplomacy, all those courses you can go for direct entry. And if you're interested in life sciences, unfortunately, you have to do a foundation course. So it's called medical foundation courses. So if you're going for medicine or nursing, pharmacy, and the likes, so you are going to be undertaking the foundation program. Okay, so then I mentioned the list of schools. And your Ruskin, the fee is 15,900. Scholarship is 2 years for the first year, the 1 year for the rest of the years. Then 1,000 for second, and another 1,000 for the third year. Okay, so if you if you have 80% A's, that means you have 6 A's and 2 B's, you can get up to 4,000 for the first year removed. So that will give you around 11,900. It's fantastic if you ask me. Okay, so the deposit is 4,000. And remember, there's a UCAS if you're interested in 5 schools and you want to use the UCAS portal, which we are going to apply on your behalf. It's £20 for 1 school and £29 for 5 schools. So just go for 5 schools, right? So, and second school is University of Hertfordshire, is in Hatfield, close to London. The tuition is 15,500. That's 80% of their courses, 15,500. There are some courses in engineering that is above 15,500, around 16,000 plus. So yes, so they are not working on scholarship, but you can get 1K, £1,000 if you pay all your tuition upfront. Yeah. So deposit is 5,000. Then we have University of Wolverhampton, and it's close to Birmingham. It's just 48 minutes. And the tuition is 15,450 for those that will be for January intake. Is 15,450. Deposit also is 5,000. No scholarship here. The University of East London, which is very fantastic, is 4,550. Then there's a scholarship called Malvern House Scholarship, is 2,000. So the total you're paying is 12,550. And for the deposit structure for your precast is called you pay 1,500 first, which then you now be booked for credibility interview. Yes, there's an interview. They will interview you. Most of the school will interview you if you are going for direct entry. They want to know your sound. They want to know you're capable of coming for a direct entry course. So you have to be prepared for interview. So after you pay the 1,500, you're going to be booked for a credibility test. Then when you pass your credibility test, you are going to pay additional 3,765, total of 5,265. Okay, then the final school I mentioned, the University of South Wales in Cardiff, Wales, right? But you must have 5 or more B3s to go directly. You need 5 or more B3, okay, to be considered. And they also have scholarship. The tuition is 15,850 and the scholarship is 2,800. Yes, and I mentioned bonus schools, University of Dundee, which is, you know, here, highly ranked, and Coventry universities. You need A's and B's only. They don't want to see any C in your WAEC result. Then you can go for direct entry. And for US, Canada, France, you do not, I mentioned you do not need foundation because the program is 4 years. But for France, 3 years, yes, no foundation is needed. But if your result is very poor, what I mean when I mean poor, only C6, D, E8, then you do foundation. Even in the US and Canada, you will do foundation program. Other than that, if you have average C4, C5, you're good to go for direct entry in the US and Canada and France. Okay, and again, the requirements: your international passport, your CV, your SOP, recommendation letter is needed. Okay, then for those that don't have their WAEC result ready, you need even if the original certificate is ready, you may still need a scratch card. So you can always get that. It's very easy online. You can get your scratch card and attach to it. If not, it will come as a condition of your offer. So it's just, you can just apply at the beginning, just send everything with the scratch card, so you don't have much condition to deal with when the offer comes, right? Then yes, so for the US and Canada, you need secondary school transcript. It's very, very important. Secondary school transcript, which you'll get from your secondary school. Okay. Yes, so another thing I mentioned is the IHS fee, which we have come to realize that a lot of students don't have much knowledge on. It's not 1 year IHS you're going to be paying for if you're studying an undergraduate course in the UK. You're going to be paying for your duration, the total years you're spending in the UK, £5. That is the amount for IHS. So please take note. So with this, we have come to the end of, you know, my live. We now have questions. So now is not time for questions. If you have any question at all, it can be about undergraduate or postgraduate, let me know. I'm just going to hang around for like 5 minutes. If you have any question, please, the floor is open. You can just go ahead and ask your questions. Any question for me today? Thank you, Ebu Akinola. Thank you, Ebu. Any question? Ifeoma, you're welcome. You're late, but you're welcome. So we spoke about undergraduate courses, how you can go directly without doing foundation in the UK and other countries, how you can apply directly, and we mentioned some schools. So please send us a DM if you have any question or you want us to help you with your application. Even if it's postgraduate, we are ever ready to help make the journey easy. Okay, send us a DM. So I'm just waiting for 1 or 2 questions before we end the live. Okay, I see there are no questions. Let me see if there are any questions that are left unanswered. Okay, I believe I answered all the questions here. And my man like Dara, thank you again for your review. We hope you're doing well in the UK. Thank you for all the recommendation. We're grateful. Okay, so there are no more I've answered all the questions here. Since there's no more question, we are going to call it a day. Thank you everyone for joining today's live. Please check back same time, 12 p.m. next week for another insightful topic. All right, till then, please keep sending in your document. Let's make it happen for you. Celebrate your new year in the UK, right? So all the best in this journey. Take care. Bye.